Hello, this is Mark.
Hi, I'm Kim, and this is All Things Spiritual. And today we're going to be talking about new moon intentions, as today, June 25th, is a new moon.
And we're entering a new moon of Cancer.
Which is even more exciting because that's a water sign, which is a sign of emotion. And so if you're feeling very emotional today, it's because not only is it a new moon, but you could be feeling the energies around you and around the world.
You see, also, the thing about water is that water actually forms all different shapes and sizes. Water molds and blends.
Right.
So what will happen is that your emotions start mold and blend who you are. But the thing is, like, not to take it too seriously, right?
Right. Or don't take yourself too seriously and be gentle and honor your sensitivities, because a lot of us out there are empaths or highly sensitive people that the world becomes very emotional for us during these times, and sometimes we don't always understand it. So be very gentle with yourself during these times of great emotion or great sensitivity, because your sensitivity is what really makes you special.
And also, our emotions, to some extent, control our thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're feeling and then we're thinking. So be in touch with those feelings, what you're feeling, and also get in touch with those emotions and what you're feeling about, but just feel what they are before you jump right into them. Because this month, it'd be kind of like, a month in which if you jump too much into emotion, you become over-exaggerated into that emotion, right? It'd be very powerful.
Right. And actually, anything you put emotion into and passion into, you're going to get 10 times out of. And when we have a new moon, it's the best time to set your intentions for the month, for the year, for, whatever your desires are, because this is when we open ourselves up to all the manifestations that the universe wants us to have. So it's a wonderful time to write down our intentions, write down our desires, and really focus on our visions for our future and our dreams.
And also, it's a good time to let your emotions guide you to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So we're being more sensitive to our emotions. So it means you're letting your emotions guide you. So if you're feeling good about something and it's a good emotion, it all connects with where you are and where you want to be, then go ahead and follow that emotion and go for it. But if that emotion is like a negative emotion, just acknowledge, but don't go too much into it, because that'll be the difference. It's just telling you you're not in the right path. So be in touch with your feelings and be aware of it. And then if you connect to your emotions and you do the right thing that leads to your path, you'll actually get there a lot quicker, right?
Right. And during a new moon, your intention, your vibrations raise with your intentions, and not only your intentions, but your intuition as well. So if you're feeling on such a deep level, your intuition and where it's taking you, trust that, because the universe, your angels, source are always guiding you again to your highest and best good. And this is the most time that you can capitalize on your desires and really your intuition and what that tells you and which direction to take you.
So also, like, use your angels or your guides.
Mm-hmm.
When a certain emotion comes up, if you're not sure if that's like a proper emotion, whatever, be open to asking, is this a proper emotion? Should I be feeling this way or should I not be feeling this way? But before going to the emotion, just like, pause and ask for guidance. Ask, if this is a true emotion that is going to be reaching towards your higher good.
Mm-hmm.
If not, then that angel would ever tell you to let that go.
Right.
And people will act as angels to you too. Yes. If people are making you feel a certain way, how are you going to respond to that?
Right. And again, your angels, your guides, the universe are always sending you signs, again, to lead you to where you're supposed to be. And they'll also oftentimes send people into your lives to help get you there. And really, you're a choice to accept it or not accept it. And a lot of times we're so used to having to do things on our own or not feeling like we can trust the universe to deliver it to us that we constantly are trying to take over or take control over our circumstances or situations, instead of just surrendering and letting go, so that your angels and your guides and source can really do miracles and wonders in your life.
Yeah, so by just letting go and by acknowledging whatever it is coming from one source, because there is only one single source for everything.
Right.
So whether or not that thing is good or bad, is our perception of it. But if we just acknowledge the fact that everything does come from a source, and everything in the end is for a higher good, and to be open to that. And this month, we're given an opportunity to be open to that and to really grow and to get ourselves elevated spiritually. And this is a terrific opportunity to be really in touch with who you are,
Right.
and also be in touch with others, because others' emotions too. We're all connected to a certain extent.
Yeah, and actually people who are very sensitive are also very connected to other people's emotions. And so a lot of times, if you haven't trained or if you haven't taught yourself certain exercises to shield yourself, it can be very overwhelming and very confusing. So I highly recommend, this week, especially with the new moon, to really get in touch with what are your emotions and what someone else's could be, so you can learn how to tell the difference, because that's really going to help really get you focused and really get you grounded, knowing if it's my emotion or if I'm picking up on somebody else's. And trust your intuition. Whatever it tells you is truly the right answer.
And that is true, because emotions, are contagious, right?
Right.
And a lot of times it's the negative emotions that are sometimes contagious. Like I've been in an office where, we've had like negative people, start complaining, and it
Right.
becomes contagious. I used to be like that myself. I used to complain, at work when I'm at bad moments myself. And I really felt that I was out there affecting how everybody was. So if you start, feeling that, you could actually change it by start becoming positive and start, doing positive things, because positive emotions can become contagious also.
Yeah, and you could manifest them faster. And a lot of people, when they're very negative, they want you to be negative with them. And so I find that if you counter a negative statement or a negative word with something positive, it typically stops that person from engaging with you with the negative, because they don't know how to come back to you when you're constantly being positive, because they want you to be in the negative with them to make them feel better about themselves or to make them feel better about the situation. So again, the new moon is such a powerful intention seeking time that you really can really focus on your intuition and how it guides you. And maybe there's certain people in your life that it might be time to move forward from, and maybe leave them behind if they bring negativity and unhappiness to your life.
Because you really want to surround yourself around positive people, because negative people eventually will get it, but it becomes an extra drain. So in this month, you want to be careful and conscious about who you're hanging out
Yes.
with and who you're actually, communicating with. Are the people that you're communicating with a lot, are they negative people and they bring you this like this negative energy and just bring you down? While it is beneficial to try and bring them up, but if your work is not working and it's
Right.
still bringing you down, you need to find a point. Just like, I tried,
Right.
and then be with someone positive or whatever,
Right.
because you want to, also you want to bring other people up, but the person isn't up for that. You can only give so much. And this month, you be given the opportunity to really channel this and be, open to this type of energy that you have.
And we're all open channels. The universe is always channeling information through us. We just might not always be aware of it. So that's why it's so important to get in touch with your intuition and what it's being guided to do. And when we're negative and when we're in that negative place where we just want to be negative and say negative things, it's very difficult to listen not only to the voice of source creation, your angels, but also to your own intuition about where you want to go. So it's so important, one, to watch your words, and two, to really let go of any circumstances or any person that's making your life negative or doesn't bring joy into it.
Because, the universe wants us to have all that we desire in our life. The universe, the creator, whatever you want to call it, wants us to have all that we truly desire and have certainty for, and have an infinite joy and all good blessings to come. The only thing is that, a lot of times we lose track and we get confused because we have these other forces out there and we're not aware where they're coming from. But everything is out for your highest good. As long as you learn that everything's for your highest good, and that not to dive into whatever negativity it is, especially this month, be more conscious and aware of it, you'll see that flow coming through you.
And if you just change your wording on things. So if you are so invested in something working out and it doesn't, just say to yourself, if it's not this, then it's something better. Because there's always something better coming to you than what you could be expecting. So if it does not work out the way that you want it, it's because there is something better coming. So now with the full moon, maybe, take up a practice of over the next 3 days to only using positive words on the things that you want and what your intentions are, and see how that changes for you over the next 24 hours, over the next week. Because I promise it will make a huge difference when you affirm in the positive instead of affirming in the negative.
Yeah, start thinking, if instead of going to the negative side, go to the positive side and start switching that thought to something positive and make those positive affirmations, and you'll start seeing a result. If you start finding yourself going negative, acknowledge the negativity, but don't really
Right.
get into it too much. Just
Right.
let it go and then change that thought to something positive.
Right.
If you're continually thinking more and more positive thoughts, and now you have a really tremendous opportunity to start doing that, because there's a lot of strong power,
Right.
especially at the beginning of a new moon. The
Oh,
energy
yes.
is the strongest in the beginning. And not that each day it becomes less powerful, but you just have the benefit, right?
Right.
When
Right.
a new moon is fresh and everything like that, and take the opportunity really to go into this with an open, mind and open heart.
Right. And, it doesn't mean that you're not going to be negative. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have negative situations happen to you, but it's not staying in it, and it's seeing the positive in every situation that comes to you and really talking in a positive way about the situation. And that's how you switch it, or your intentions can change into something positive. So I want to challenge everybody this week during this new moon to really watch your words, really be in touch with your own emotions and your own intuition about people, places, and things, and honor yourself and speak your truth, whatever that might be for you. But really during this powerful time, take this time and really get to know what is it that you want, what is that you want moving forward, and really how powerful you can be in attracting it.
Yes, and this week, especially this week, starting, tomorrow, like first in the morning, whatever, set those new moon intentions. Like what do you want in 10 each day? Really set that intention and really hold yourself to your highest good, and really maximize yourself to reaching that intention for that day, and do it each day, and then become really aware and conscious. Each day as we use consciousness and awareness, and be aware of the emotions that start coming up, because everything starts from the emotional level.
Right.
And then it goes to thought, and then we manifest whatever it is.
Right.
So if you're starting to feel sad or whatever, and start thinking sad thoughts, then become sadness. Right. But if you start feeling it, realize the fact that maybe it's something you need to, do something you're feeling sad about, and just let it go.
Right.
But connect to something that's positive, and then do the mental and physical actions, and those positive things start coming. So each day this week, just focus on the positive, do positive actions, and you have a tremendous opportunity to really set those intentions and manifest them. And this is a terrific opportunity to do that.
Right. And what a wonderful exercise is that, how I love writing things down, because I'm always talking about how I write down my meditations or how I write down intentions. And during this time, you can write down your intentions of what you want. And then you can keep it with you as you go through your days to remind you of where your intentions are and where you want to be, instead of focusing on where you don't want to be. So maybe take that time this week and write down what your intentions are and keep it with you, so it's a good reminder for you of what you're trying to create.
So set those intentions, keep positive, and any closing words you want to say?
I love archangels, and I love working with the angels. And Archangel Heniel is the archangel of intuition and the archangel of new moon, full moon, the moon cycles. And so if you're having a tough time setting intentions or listening to your intuition, call on this archangel to help you. And I am going to pull a card this week because they're wanting me to. So I'm going to pull a card, and hopefully that will send you forward in the rest of the week towards a positive week ahead for you. So
it's always a treat when Kim pulls a card. I always look forward to the card she pulls.
Okay. And this is the card I pulled from the Archangel deck. It's called Patience.
Patience.
And Archangel Jophiel is also very beautiful, where her energy, because it's a feminine archangel energy, is she always makes things beautiful. So she's in charge of helping make your thoughts as beautiful as possible. And I talk about patience. And really it's about having patience with yourself during this time. So if you don't do this perfectly, it's okay. Let that go and just start again the next day, or start again the next minute or the next hour. But know that your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you could ever realize, and that your angels and source are always behind you, guiding you there. So remember to have patience, and remember to be gentle with yourself this week with all the emotions with the new moon.
Yes, I definitely want to second the whole patience thing, because patience is something that comes up for a lot of us. And one of your patience is being tested. So this week, especially like this week, especially in this new moon, so really be aware, like, where's my patience being tested? Maybe you might have to wait. Maybe you're waiting for a reason. Maybe every single time that you are in a situation where there's someone online counting change, or you're behind a person with whatever problem it is that they're taking forever to ordering all the a dozen donuts in a donut place, whatever it is, and you are losing your patience. Question yourself.
Right. And
why am I losing that patience?
Right. And know too that when something again keeps you from a place longer than you want it to, it's because there's a message in that moment for you. So if you are being held up in a line, or you're in a rush to get somewhere and you don't get there as quickly as you want, it's because there's something synchronized for you to see, learn, or feel in that moment. So treat it as a blessing instead of really hurrying to get where you need to go next.
So this is Mark, and we're going to close out. And it was very great, great topic, and great energy, right?
And Mark, I'm so excited to work with him, and we love doing this every week. Next week, we're going to switch over to Facebook Live. So we're going to kind of do this a little differently next week, but we hope you tune in for this show next week.
So looking forward to it. Have a great one.
Bye.